You Call That Service Volume 4 Review. After a fun field trip to the Autumn Festival Volume 3 of You Call That Service, a Santa cast found themselves in a more pressing situation and in Volume 4, in which our protagonist finds himself going on a date. The entry to the series is all about Sasara, who readers will emperor as one of Emperor Oka Serrano's guards. Sasara is also head over heels in love with Oka, and since the festival, her feelings have begun to change somewhat as she started to follow Ryota. Noticing this, her parents decide it's time for her to enter into marriage, talks with another noble, but Sasara is against the person her parents choose and turns to Ryota and the others to help her break off the discussions. To stop the marriage talks, Sasara must prove to her parents that she is dating someone else and intending to marry, with no other male friends to speak of, nor any she can trust. Sasara is stuck until Ryota suggests her pretend to be her boyfriends. In that, they go on a date. Sasara readily agrees, but giving her blossoming feelings for our protagonist. This sets up a chain of events that could change everyone's lives forever. Oko warns Sasara that if she truly wishes to marry Ryota, that she will be dismissed for her guard duties so that her attention isn't divided between her and Ryota, since Sasara does genuinely adore Oka. That gives her plenty to muse over. On the other hand, Ryuto's dedication to helping Sasara upset his vampire master Shiren, as she begins to wonder if he will leave her side. We know since the beginning of the series that Shiren has romantic feelings for Ryota, but this is the first time we've seen her having to face those feelings head on. Up until this point, she'd been blissfully enjoying living with Ryota, but now here's a possibility that he might begin dating Sasara. A little vampire is depressed, and she wants him to stay by her side. She needs to start thinking of making a move of her own. One of the things I enjoy about Red Volume 3 was the fact that Ryota was split up from Shiren and able to express himself without his master around him. This volume builds on the since Ryota is always on his own, but only he can go on a date with Sasara, which leaves everyone else to sit back and await the decision unto each about their future. I also appreciate how much character development we get for Sasara, who until now has existed to be obsessive about Oka and nothing else. We still have 3 more books to go before the end of the series, so Ultron is clearly preparing for the end. I also appreciate that each character is getting their chance to stand on the spotlight. The books are probably more fun to read since the author went to the trouble of fleshing the cast out, not least because there are a lot of people to keep track of and remember. Of course, the downside of this character focus book is that if you're not fond of Sasara, you probably won't enjoy this volume as much, but give it another fairly slim entry. It should prove too much the barrier. You Call the Service Volume 4 comes to the West, thanks to Young Press and continues to be translated by Jasmine Bernhardt. The translation reads well with no problems to note. Volume 5 of the series is currently scheduled for release in January. Overall, You Call That Series Service Volume 4 is another fun entry in the series, where the conclusion of the series started to come into sight. A little vampire heroine is being forced to look at her feelings for our protagonist, which is both a bad thing. 8 over 10.